Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Whispers of Light. We are changing things up a bit and gearing more towards how you think about finances and other beliefs affects your world. In today's video, we will be looking towards ways to change your world. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe now, like and share too. Positive thinking. This is absolutely essential. Think positively and good things will happen. When you think negatively, bad things happen. It's simple logic. Why do you think most people live unhappy lives? Because they think negatively about everything. For example, you might tell someone, "Oh, I'm so stupid. I made a mistake." And they will respond by saying, No, you're smart. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes." Who do you think will have better results? The first person who thinks he's stupid or the second person who thinks he's smart? Obviously the second one. But how did he become like that? By changing his perception of thinking. His mind isn't full of negativity. He doesn't think badly about himself. So next time you find yourself thinking negatively, say, "Oh, I'm so stupid," or "I'm so unlucky." Change your mind and say, "You know what? I'm smart. I'm talented. I'm loved. I'm blessed." Start appreciating what you have instead of focusing on what you don't have. Once you start thinking like that, you will see a huge difference in your life. Remember, thinking determines your future, so watch your thoughts carefully. Your world, your perception. The world is created by God. There is only one world. The world you and I are living in right now was created by God. Now the question is, if there is only one world, then why do some people see their world as a very nice place to live in? And some people see their world as a very horrible place to live in. That is because our minds shape our reality. We see the world based on how we perceive it. How do you perceive the world? Do you see it as a good place or a bad place? Some people always complain about the economy, the politics, the society, their boss, their coworkers, their partner, their friends, their family. Testa. They blame other people and other things for their problems. They say things like, "If only the economy was better, then I would be rich. If only the politicians weren't corrupt, then I would have a better life. If only my boss wasn't so mean to me, then I would love my job. If only my partner was more supportive, then I would be happy." And the list goes on and on. We could keep blaming others forever for our problems. But here's the truth. You are responsible for your own life. Nobody else is responsible for your life. Don't blame others for your problems anymore. Instead, realize that you are creating your own reality. You're building your own world, you know? What you're seeing right now is all in your head. There's no other world out there, just one in which we all share. The thing is, each of us sees it a little differently. So, the next time you catch yourself grumbling about your life, take a moment to ask, am I the problem, or is it the outer people? It's a good question to ponder. Most of the time you will realize that you are the problem. So you are the one who needs to change, not the others. So change your mindset. See the world as a beautiful place to live in. Appreciate what you have instead of focusing on what you don't have. Start being grateful for every single thing that you have in your life. When you start seeing the world in a positive light, that is when you will truly start living in the moment. That is when you will start enjoying your life to the fullest. If something negative enters, make it positive. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with negative information. Look at the news. It's always filled with bad news. People are fighting wars, people are getting killed, people are getting robbed, and on, daily. Everywhere you look, all you see is negativity. Even the people around us, they're always gossiping about others. They're always talking bad about other people. We can't control what other people say. We can't control what other people do, but we can control how we react to other people. Here is what I mean. Let's say you're driving on the road and suddenly someone cuts you off. What will you do? Will you start cursing that person? Will you start yelling at him? Will you remain calm and let it go? Well, that depends on you. It depends on how you choose to react to that situation. The same thing happens in life. Whenever something negative happens, whenever something bad happens, it's up to you to decide whether you want to make it positive or you want to make it negative. For example, let's say you lost your job. You could stay in bed all day long, cry and feel sorry for yourself, or you could get up and say, "You know what? This is the perfect time for me to start doing what I really love to do." You could take this opportunity to start learning new skills. You could use this time to spend more time with your family. You could also use this time to start working on your side hustle. In short, you could turn this negative experience into a positive experience. How do you do that? By changing your mindset. By changing the way you think about things. So the next time something negative happens, ask yourself, Can I turn this situation into a positive situation? Can I learn something from this experience? And that is how you turn your world into a positive world. You can observe your world in a positive light. One of the best ways to change your world is to start observing everything around you in a positive light. For example, when you see a flower blooming, instead of thinking, oh, it's just a flower, you can think, wow, nature is so beautiful. The colors are so vibrant. The petals are so delicate. Instead of just seeing things, start appreciating things. Start being grateful for every single thing that you see around you. When you start seeing the beauty in everything, that is when you will truly start seeing your world in a positive light. Never be broke again. In order to never be broke again, you must first change the way you think about money. Many people think that money is hard to make. They think that money is impossible to make. But here's the truth. Making money is easy. You can make money in many different ways. But most people will never make a lot of money because they have a scarcity mindset. They believe that there is only a limited amount of money out there and they will never get their hands on it. But that is not true. There is unlimited money out there. It's just that most people don't know how to access it. So if you want to change your financial situation, you must first change the way you think about money. You must change your beliefs about money. Start believing that making money is easy. Start believing that you can make a lot of money. When you start thinking like that, you will start seeing opportunities everywhere. Never be one step behind again. In order to never be one step behind again, you need to become fast. And in order to become fast, you need to change the way you think. Most people are slow because they think slowly. They think in a slow manner. They're always overthinking things. They're always trying to plan everything out. But here's the truth. Planning ahead is important, but it's not everything. Sometimes you just need to take a leap of faith. You just need to trust the process. For example, let's say you're trying to build a business. You have a great idea, and you're sure that this business is going to be successful. But in order to start this business, you need to invest some money. What will you do? Will you overthink it? Will you keep planning it out? Will you just take the leap of faith and invest the money? Well, the answer is obvious. You should invest the money. But most people won't do that. They will overthink it. They will keep planning it out, and in the end, they will never do it. That is why they will never be successful. So if you want to be successful, you must learn how to take risks. You must learn how to trust the process. And in order to do that, you need to change the way you think. Your belief system is what matters. Your belief system is what shapes your reality. If you believe that something is possible, then it is possible for you. But if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe in your abilities, then no one will believe in you. You must have faith in yourself. You must have confidence in yourself. In order to do that, you need to change the way you think. You need to change your beliefs. Start believing in yourself. Start believing that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. And that is how you will change your world. Let your guard down. Shut your ego up. Our ego is the voice in our head that tells us we're not good enough. It tells us we're not beautiful enough. We're not smart enough. We're not talented enough. It tells us that we will never succeed in life. And that is why most people listen to that voice and they never do anything. They never take any risks. They never chase their dreams. And in the end, they regret it. So if you want to change your life, if you want to change your world, you need to shut your ego up. You need to ignore that voice. You need to stop listening to it. And in order to do that, you need to change the way you think. You need to change your beliefs. Start believing that you are good enough. Start believing that you are beautiful enough. Start believing that you are talented enough. And when you start thinking like that, that is when you will truly start believing it. Change your language from "this is bad" to "I am improving on my mistakes." Language is powerful. The words we speak have the power to change our lives. For example, let's say you're trying to lose weight. What kind of language would help you lose weight faster? Would it be "this food is so unhealthy"? Would it be "I hate my body"? Or would it be "I am improving on my mistakes"? "I am becoming healthier every day"? Well, obviously the last one. When we focus on our mistakes, we become better. We become better at what we do. We become better at everything. But when we focus on how bad things are, we just make things worse. So if you want to change your world, you need to change the way you speak. You need to change the language you use. Instead of saying "this is bad," say "I am improving on my mistakes." Instead of saying "I am not good enough," say "I am getting better every day." And when you start speaking positively, that is when you will truly start seeing the results. Are you blaming others for your actions? Blaming others for your actions is a surefire way to never change your world. You blame others, you are giving away your power. You are giving away your ability to change your life. That is why most people never change. They always blame others for their problems. They always say things like, "Oh, I couldn't do it because of this person. I couldn't achieve my goal because of this person." But here is the truth. You are responsible for your own life. No one else is responsible for your life. So stop blaming others and start taking responsibility for your actions. Stop blaming others and start working on yourself. Start saying what it is you feel and what you want to feel. Most people live their lives without ever stopping to think about how they really feel. They just go through the motions day after day, year after year. But here's the truth. We all have the ability to choose how we feel. We all have the ability to choose what we want to feel. We just need to be aware of our feelings and we need to start expressing them. For example, let's say you're at work and your boss just yelled at you. How will you feel? You will probably feel angry, frustrated, and maybe even a little bit sad. But what will you do with those feelings? Will you let them go, or will you hold on to them? Most people hold on to those negative feelings and they let them consume them. But here's the truth. Negative feelings are just as valid as positive feelings, and we need to learn how to deal with them. We need to learn how to express them in a healthy way. So the next time you find yourself feeling negative emotions, ask yourself, what am I feeling and why am I feeling this way? And once you identify your feelings, start expressing them. Tell your boss how you feel. Tell your partner how you feel. Tell your friends how you feel. When you start expressing your feelings, that is when you will truly start feeling free. Guilt is a wealth killer. Guilt is one of the worst emotions that a person can ever feel. It is an emotion that can destroy a person's life. When we feel guilty, we start to believe that we are not good enough. We are not beautiful enough. We are not smart enough. We are not talented enough. And that is why most people who feel guilty never achieve anything in life. They never reach their potential. They never become successful. So if you want to change your world, you need to avoid guilt at all costs. You need to learn how to forgive yourself. You need to learn how to let go of your past mistakes. And when you start doing that, that is when you will truly start seeing the results. Self-doubt is the killer of dreams. Self-doubt is another emotion that can destroy a person's life. When we doubt ourselves, we believe that we are not capable of achieving our dreams. We believe that we will never be successful. And that is why most people never pursue their dreams. They never take risks. They never chase their goals. So if you want to change your world, you need to get rid of self-doubt. You need to learn how to believe in yourself. You need to learn how to have faith in yourself. And when you start doing that, that is when you will truly start seeing the results. Gain a higher frequency. In order to change your world, you must first change your frequency. You must change the way you vibrate. You see, everything in this universe is made of energy. And in order to attract something into your life, you must vibrate at its frequency. For example, if you want to attract more money into your life, you must vibrate at the frequency of money. If you want to attract more success into your life, you must vibrate at the frequency of success. And in order to do that, you need to change the way you think. You need to change your beliefs. Start believing that you are a magnet for money. Start believing that you are a magnet for success. And when you start thinking like that, that is when you will truly start attracting those things into your life. Do not live in guilt, anger, shame, or resentment. These are negative emotions that will only drag you down and hold you back. Instead, try to live in the present moment. Be grateful for what you have and focus on the positive aspects of your life. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you enjoyed it. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you in the next video.